Hey folks, welcome back. We have our Arc Raiders weekly trials pop up for you. We got all 5 new ones here, and this one's going to be a fresh one. And not only is it the last week of this season, it's a little bit longer. Instead of 6 days, we have 8 days. So let's not waste any time and get right into it. Okay, so we got our 5 challenges this week, and this is a refresh. There's nothing new here. So it's destroy ticks, fireballs, and pops. So this is one that you're going to have to do solo. It's the best way to do it. I mean, you can do it in a squad, but it only counts for the person that gets the kill. Search supply drops. This is probably one of my least favorite. Damage wasps. This is going to be back to using the snitch scanners to call in tons of wasps and max out your points best you can. Damage bastions. And then damage queens or matriarchs. Now, for ticks, fireballs, and pops, we have 2 favorite maps here that have come out of the community, at least from what I've heard. It's still one of the best. Everybody talks about the most is Buried City. I don't like that map, so I'm glad to have Stella Montes having a night mode now, because that's the place that I prefer to do it. Again, I'm sad to see no shredders, no damage to shredders here. Counts, I guess, if we had one that was damage ground arc, it would be there, but I would like to see a shredder specific one at least once to see how that goes over, because they're pretty tough, and there's a lot of them on Night Stella. But anyways, destroy ticks, fireballs, and pops. This is just going to be running through the train stations. This is just going to be on Buried City. Let me pull it up real quick. A matter of running through research, space travel, the hospital. The library doesn't have a lot in there, but you want to hit the train station. And then rotate your way through the other buildings where you can to catch a couple of the stragglers through here. The 2 sets of apartments, the grandiose apartments, and then these piazza apartments here, they have them on the ground floor, as well as some up top in the upper floors, and then scattered through the other buildings. You do that rotation, you come back and you catch the second rotation through here with the extract under the tunnels and through the other buildings. So that is going to be the sand dune one. When it comes to the sand dune one, Buried City one, when it comes to Stella Montes, it's really about just rotating the entire map. The sandbox has a ton of stuff in it. You can easily get between pops and fireballs probably 10 or 12 down here in one rotation. And then there's a bunch more between assembly workshops and medical right here in this area. There's always 3 or 4, and then some through the central corridor, as well as medical research. But the medical research tends to be more shredders than anything, and players. This is a PvP war zone. But then you can get some ticks and stuff in the back by the viewing deck. And then Atrium obviously has its share of stuff, and then the lobby. Those are going to be your main areas. Underground, Seed Vault has a ton of ticks in it. Tons of ticks. So it might be a good place to check out. If you spawn there real quick, clean it out, just run through there and blast all the ticks, run away, and then come back after a reset, maybe bounce between the Seed Vault and the sandbox, and then switch up to, if you can make it, up to the assembly workshop to clear them out. Now, Stellus is a lot bigger of a map than it gives credit to, so moving around quickly tends to get you into trouble, but you can pull it off with smokes and stuff like that. It's really easy to get away from players with smokes on Stella, so it's just going to be about covering a lot of ground. This is going to be where I'm going to do it at, I think. It's higher risk, but there's a lot more bad guys there, I think. Now, for supply drops, this is a night raid. You can do it during electromagnetic storms, but I don't like doing that because it's a little bit harder to see the lights. The supply drops have a little tiny, really bright pinpoint light that you can see from a distance. You can see them all the way across Spaceport. You can see them all the way across damn battlegrounds. They're not too hard to see. On Spaceport, they tend to be up on top of buildings, though not all of them are. I've gotten my highest points on Spaceport just because it's a little bit more spread out, and people on Spaceport are usually focused more on the arc than they are the supply drops. But I know you can do really well on damn battlegrounds as well. Now the spawns are sort of static. They have specific spots they spawn, but they rotate around the map. If you kind of get what I'm saying, it's the same thing with the supply depot crate thingies. They have spawn points that are fixed, but they don't always spawn in the same fixed points all the time. Like if there's 20 spawn points, they spawn in 5 or 6 of them each map, and they rotate around those. So you can use things like Map Genie. There's a couple other map programs out there that'll show you where they're at, that you can go look and see where these are to find them. And then it's just a matter of calling them in and looting them. You don't have to call them in to get the points either, though. Calling them in means you know where they're at, but if you see one somebody else called in, you can loot that and you still get the points. So keep that in mind. And this is a team effort, so everybody can play. Everybody gets points. It's all shared progress. Damaged Wasps. This is one we've had a couple of times now. You're going to see tons of points pushed into this. Some of the best strategies I've seen are places like Spaceport or even on Bluegate, where you get yourself an elevated defendable position. You bring in stacks of snitch scanners. You shoot a snitch. You let that snitch call in its reinforcements. You kill those reinforcements. You throw your own snitch scanners. You pull every wasp you can see around, and you just keep that busy. Now, we've had the most luck doing this in 3-mans, where 2 guys are doing the work and a third is on the lookout for players. And that third player is all for PvP. He brings hard-hitting guns. He brings explosives. He's there to fight players, and the other 2 guys are fighting the wasps. And that is the way we've had the most success doing it. So that's what I recommend. We'll see how well this turns out. Obviously, like these, you're going to want to do them during night or electromagnetic storms. The hidden bunker, as of making this video, is shut off still. You're not going to be able to do that for any of these unless they shut it back. They turn it back on. It was getting exploited or something. I don't know the specifics. I just know that they turned it off, so we won't have hidden bunker, which has usually been the meta way of doing your weekly trials. But wasps, snitch scanners, that's going to be your shooting snitches. That's going to be your process to really farm the points for this. Now, Bastions, this one's cut and dry. It hasn't changed much. My preferred is the Spaceport, but you can do really well on Dam Battlegrounds as well. I do know some people that have done it on Bluegate, but it kind of depends on luck. Every time I've tried to do anything like this on Bluegate, I die to PvP. We just can't seem to finish Bluegate stuff out. The PvP is just too aggressive there. People are too interested in what you're doing and coming checking it out. So we haven't had any luck with that. But again, on Dam Battlegrounds, you get a pretty good rotation of 2 of these guys. Sometimes I think sometimes there's 3, but what you end up with, 1 up here by the power generation and pipeline tunnel, and then 1 down here on the hydroponic dome complex, so you can hop between them pretty easily. Now, the one it's a bombardier that spawns here, and I don't think any spawn at testing annex or water treatment or anything like that. Those are usually leapers, but they could change this up, so just make sure you're kind of paying attention to your night spawns. If you see a 3rd one, this is what we've done, is hop between these 2. Because it's a little bit closer, it's a little bit easier. And even if it doesn't matter where the spawn point is, you're within running distance right away, because you're waiting for that respawn to try to get 6 of these in a raid without the hidden bunker on Spaceport. Now, Spaceport, you can end up with 2 or 3 Bastions on here. You get 1 down in the trench, and he can be anywhere along this side of it, and there's a bombardier that can be mixed in there too, as well as 1 over by the control tower that kind of patrols out here by container and the control tower. And I want to say that I think it's a bombardier that shows up over here by this extract. I'm kind of getting mixed up in my head between day and night if it's a Bastion or a bombardier, and that might have just been part of the security bunker events as well. But this is why the night on Spaceport isn't as good, because the distance you have to travel is a lot bigger. It's way more in the open. It's way easier to get sniped and get aggroed from people. That's why we tend to do it on Dam Battlegrounds. Now, there is a argument for Buried City as well. There is 2 Bastion spawns, but they are intermixed with bombardiers, so you end up kind of struggling fighting the Bastions and stuff here. Plus, it's Buried City, and I don't like this. You get jumped super easily on Buried City. So that's for the Bastions. Now, when it comes to the Queens and Matriarchs, this is pretty straightforward. There's nothing crazy here. You can't do it at night. You can't do it during bonus events. The Queen has more health than the Matriarch by quite a bit, so that's where you're going to get most of your points. And you just have to damage it. So even as a solo, you can have this one's as competable as a solo, more so than some of the others, than doing it with duos or trios. It just depends on your raid. It depends on how aggressive it is. Depends on how much damage you can deal. I think we put our health around 25 or 27,000 for the Queen. That's a lot of damage to do for 1 player. It's doable, but it's a lot. Whereas I think the Matriarch's only like 17 or 18,000. So that's where your damage differential is. So Queens are going to be the way to get the meta points. Though, to get your 4,000, it's not going to be too hard. You don't even have to kill it if that's all you're after is your bonus crates. And then, yeah, we've got 8 days left in the season. That's it. You know, this weekly trial is going to be 8 days long. Usually there's 6, so that's an interesting, right? they're 7, but they're a week long. But now we're going to get an extra 2 days out of this because just the way the dates fell. It's going to end on the 16th or 17th, which is interesting to me because the transition, the expedition departure window isn't until the 22nd. So there's going to be a week there that maybe we don't have trials. I'm not sure what they're going to do. If they're going to do trials, a new season that starts when a bunch of people are going to be resetting their accounts, that's going to be some interesting math on how that works out. So we'll have to wait and see what it brings. So with 8 days, that means instead of Monday morning being a new one, it's going to be, I believe, Wednesday morning, if I'm doing my math right. And we'll just have to go from there. That's all I got. I hope this video was helpful. Hope it was informative. Hope you guys have good luck getting your rewards and getting your rank up in the weekly trials and leaderboards. I myself have been stuck because I've been playing so much Tarkov. I've been lucky just to maintain my rank and not lose it. That's been all I've been able to pull off. But we'll sign off there. I wish you guys the best of luck in your raids topside, and we'll see you in Speranza.